So once we are done with the setup of the remote isilon nodes, I connect to my local notebook. This is why I have to switch to a new recording. You see here my 3 local isilon nodes. You see my domain controller and you see my networker server. So right now, this is the management console for OneFS, the storage administration, and you can see here on the local isilon cluster we have a subnet of 10.10.0.0 and we have a smart connect IP address of 10.10.0.40 and the zone name is onefs.labbuilder.local. We have the same configuration, a similar configuration for the remote cluster with one difference. The smart connect service IP is the 140 and it's called onefs remote.labbuilder.local. Now if we look at our DNS, there's already a DNS delegation to onefs which points to the smart connect, smartconnect.labbuilder.local with an IP address of 10.10.0.40. If we go to the command line and do a ping onefs, that pings to the first node. If I do it a second time, it pings to the second node, or the third node in this case. And if I do it another time, it pings to the second node. So there's always a round robin or a round robin with load balancing, depending on the type of license that is installed. So if we do a ping onefs remote, this should not resolve anything unless we configure a smart connect zone. So if we look at the DNS server zone names, again from the command line from PowerShell with get DNS server zone and then get DNS server zone delegation for my zone, you see there's only the onefs configured right now. We add a DNS server zone delegation for the domain labbuilder.local with a child zone name onefs remote and a name server called smart connect remote.labbuilder.local with the IP address of the smart connect. Once this is done, we can do a ping onefs remote and it should resolve the IP address. Sometimes flushing the resolver cache helps. If we do it again, we ping to the 143, and if we do it again, we ping to the 142. So that's in essence the setup of the Smart Connect. If we look at our DNS manager and refresh the DNS manager, we see here onefs remote is in here. So what we also could do is we could just do a onefs remote and password is onefs remote root and the password is, and then we get connection to the remote file system. It takes a few seconds. This is because we have not configured access zones right now. This is something that we would do later on in order to connect to Active Directory. But that's so far for configuring the Smart Connect zone for the remote cluster. Stay tuned for seeing how to configure SyncIQ and Networker for remote snapshot.